What's up guys, Nathan here, and today I want to talk about what to do when you eventually face the biggest downswing of your poker career. Now, this is something that's going to happen to everyone eventually if you play enough hands of poker. I've played over 10 million hands of poker myself in my career, and I've gone through multiple stretches where it literally felt like I will never win another hand again. I'm talking about losing in every conceivable way for days, weeks, sometimes months on end. And remember, through most of my pro career, I've been a very heavy mass multi-tabler, so I'm talking about playing thousands and thousands of hands a day, getting literally inconceivable results that challenged me in every single way, possibly mentally, emotionally, physically, spiritually, financially. I was spent, and I literally was ready to quit the game completely. For those of you guys who've been following my poker blog, I've been blogging about my poker career for nearly 15 years, and especially in the beginning, you guys will remember a lot of entries where I was done. I threw in the towel. I said, guys, that's it. I'm done with this game. There's no way I'm ever gonna win another hand again. I'm out. Peace out. Mic drop. We're done. But you guys know I always came back, and really that's the crux of what I want to get to in this video is, you know, for the handful of long-term winners in this game, there's a mentality that gets them through these really difficult stretches that a lot of other people struggle with. You know, one of my favorite quotes of all time comes from a poker forum. I think it's basically an anonymous quote, and it goes like this. It says, you know, if you play enough hands of poker, eventually you're going to catch a run of cards that is worse than you ever thought was possible. And the only difference between a winner and a loser is that the latter thinks they do not deserve it. Now, I can tell you that this quote is 1,000,000% true. If you stick around long enough in this game, you know, all the stuff you're going through right now, your aces got cracked a couple times in a row, you ain't seen nothing yet. Like that's literally, it's nothing. You're eventually going to go through a run of cards that does not seem possible on this earth, in this planet, in this universe, anything, and it will challenge you, like I said, in ways that you didn't think were possible. Really, the only thing here is how you're going to react to it. You don't get to control how the cards fall for you in this game. That's the thing. We control how we play our hand, but we don't get to control the results of each hand. So the only thing you need to ask yourself is, how are you going to react? Now, the vast majority of people do not react well to a situation like this, and it's completely understandable. You know, when you're literally just, it feels like you're getting completely screwed for sometimes weeks or months on end, it is completely natural to react with a sense of entitlement, a sense of victimhood, of injustice, all of this stuff. I mean, you see these people at the poker table all the time, whether it's online or live, trying to peddle their bad beat stories off to you. We've all seen these people. These are people that have mentally cracked. They've already lost the game. They've let the game get to them. And that's when you lose. You know, I've often said poker is a lot like life. It's a microcosm of life. You know, life is going to throw an incredible amount of crap at you, just like poker will. And it's really about how you react. You know, anybody who's watching this video who lived through 2020 knows what I'm talking about. We've all just been through the worst run of luck in our lives. Potentially the worst run of luck that we'll see in our entire lives. But, you know, we all found a way to get through this period, and that's what you have to do in poker as well. You know, there's a handful of people who win big in poker over the long run, and this is really kind of where the rubber meets the road, to use a worn-out cliche of where the biggest difference between them and everyone else is. It's when you hit this horrendous downswing, this insane run of cards that does not even seem possible. A winner keeps going. A winner keeps moving forward. If they get too emotional, you know, if you're feeling like you're on tilt, it's totally fine to quit for the day. And I would recommend that highly. You can't go down this rabbit hole of woe is me, of entitlement, of victimhood, of injustice. Guys, you need to understand that the game of poker, just like, you know, the game of life, doesn't owe you anything. You're going to get extremely bad luck sometimes, both in life and at the poker table, at the worst time possible. And sometimes it's going to happen again and again and again through a short period of time. And really the biggest thing that you have to challenge yourself to do is to simply react better than other people. I really truly believe that the mental game of poker is where the biggest edges are these days. I've said for many years now that I think most people play relatively decent these days. It's very rare that you find someone, even in low stakes games, whether online or live, that sort of just has no clue and is playing like, 10-5 offsuits, limping into the pot with ridiculous hands like that, and just chasing every draw or whatever. Like, it's really rare to find people that literally have no clue what they're doing anymore. Most people have a reasonable strategy down. There's a ton of books, training courses and everything out there these days, YouTube videos like this, Twitch, whatever, right? Like, it's not hard to learn a basic, decent strategy these days. Most people, even in very low stakes games, play relatively decently. However, the mental side of the game is where a lot of people are still extremely weak. Like I said before, there's many people out there that their aces get cracked a couple times in a row and they're already on tilt. They're already highly emotional. They're ready to start playing poorly, jumping up the stakes, losing even more money. And guys, you just cannot react like that at the poker table if you want to get ahead. This is why I've been talking about focusing on the mental side of your game for so many years now, and why I think it's more important than anything. I think it's kind of a shame that the vast majority of, poker instructional videos like this, of books and everything, are so focused on the technical side of the game, about how to play your ace king better and 3-bet pots out of position. Most people already know how to play their ace king decently well in all situations. Like I said, most people understand the game reasonably well, but the mental side is completely different. And so if you decide to focus on the mental game these days, you can get an absolutely enormous edge over your competition, because essentially, if you can be the one who stays in the moment, who stays relaxed and calm when, the proverbial stuff hits the fan and you're losing every single hand of poker, everybody else seated at your poker table, when it happens to them, they're going to lose their mind and start throwing their money away. You can already see the massive difference here. This is where the money is going to change hands, right here. And the thing is, like the quote says, it doesn't matter who you are. If you play this game long enough, you are eventually going to hit a run of cards that is worse than you ever thought was possible. So if you're going through it right now, all you need to know is that everyone else that you're looking at that poker table is going to hit this eventually as well. And the only question you need to ask yourself is, are you going to react better than they are? This is something that I take as an absolute source of pride, and something that I focus heavily on at the poker tables. I actually love it when I'm running horrible, when I'm losing every single hand of poker, because for me personally, this is when I get to separate myself from everyone else. This is like those days at the gym when you're just feeling like absolute dog crap. You don't want to be there. Those are the days where champions are made. That's the time when you get to say, I'm going to react better than Joe, Tom, Frank, and Susie here, and that's going to make all of the difference in the long run. So guys, the point of this video is, when you eventually hit that run of cards that is worse than you ever thought was possible, and it will happen, it'll happen, to stick around long enough, challenge yourself to react better than the other players at your poker table, because that honestly is where the majority of the money is made these days, not even just at small stakes, but all the way up to high stakes games. A lot of high stakes games these days don't even run unless, well, obviously it will run if one player is a recreational player, but like I said, those players are really rare these days. Most people play pretty good poker these days. Games run when somebody's on tilt. That's where money changes hands in poker, and that's why the mental game is so important. If you can challenge yourself to react better in the moment than the vast majority of other people out there, you're going to win at this game. And that's really just what I want to leave you with in this video. So anyways, that's all I got, guys. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Have you ever been through a horrific run of cards? How did you react? Do you think this is important to focus on these times and react better than other people? And of course, if you want to see more poker videos like this, make sure you're subscribed to the channel here, and also shove all in on that like button below if you found this one helpful. Lastly, I'll leave a copy of my free poker cheat sheet in the description below. I think that'll help you guys out, especially if you play at the smaller stakes. There's a lot of stuff for the technical side, but also the mental side in there. It's about a 50-page little free poker cheat sheet. It'll give you my complete strategy to crush those games. And finally, I will leave a video that I made last week right up there that I think will help you guys out some more. So thanks a lot for watching, guys. I will catch you in the next one. This has been Nathan Williams with BlackRain79.com.